Hi, I'm James from RunRepeat, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Vivobarefoot Swimrun SG Boot. Let's see how good this is. Okay, so out of the box you've got a barefoot shoe, a gnarly barefoot shoe with zero heel to toe drop, which is obviously exactly what we want with a barefoot shoe. You can see here this Otillo marking here. It's because it was designed in collaboration with them. So Vivobarefoot and Otillo. So obviously what you're hoping for here is an awesome swimrun boot shoe. In the box with the swimrun boot, you get your classic Vivobarefoot removable insoles, which I never use, but I mean, they're there if you want them, if you want that extra bit of cushioning, which is great. I love the fact that they add that extra touch in there. You also get, with these ones, a spare set of laces. Now these ones you can see here are a bit thicker and softer than what you get as standard on the swimrun boot, which is this quick lace system. Now the thing about this quick lace system is because it's quite small laces and quite hard laces, if you do these up really tight, so if you quickly do them up, they can pinch a bit on your foot. So I really like the fact that Vivobarefoot added in these different laces, because although obviously they're going to be slightly slower to do up, they're going to be a lot more comfortable on your foot when they are done up. So I think that's a nice touch, and seeing as I'm quite a big fan of laces, for me that's quite a big plus point. Okay, so onto the sort of overall design of the shoe. I actually really like it. The orange is supposed to be so it's extra visible in the water. I'm not totally convinced about that. I think it's an aesthetic thing, but I mean, looking at them, I think it just works. I think it looks great, orange and black, brilliant. You've got your classic sort of Vivobarefoot small touches here on the toe there and on the back here. So it's nice to see that from Vivobarefoot. They always sort of do these nice little subtle branding touches. They don't go crazy all over the place, which I really like. The upper is a synthetic mesh on the toe, and all around sort of from sort of halfway up where the tongue would be, all the way up to the collar and around the back is this sort of neoprene material. They say that they're made out of recycled plastic bottles, which I love the fact that they're doing something like that. It's obviously sort of an environmental touch there, as well as the fact that obviously being plastic, it's going to be quite hard wearing. Toe space, you've got loads of toe space in these. It's fantastic. I wasn't left wanting at all. My feet aren't huge. I certainly don't have the widest feet, but I don't have narrow feet either. They're fairly standard, I think. But yeah, I had plenty of space in these. No complaints whatsoever. On the heel, there's no heel counter, which is brilliant. That's what you want from a barefoot shoe. You want it to be minimal. And there's nothing I hate more than a hard plastic insert on the back of my foot. With these, it's soft. You've got this sort of overlay here and this strap up the back, which adds plenty of support to your heel. And honestly, with this collar, this neoprene style collar, my foot wasn't going anywhere. It was locked in. It kind of brings me on nicely to the next bit, which is the collar and the tongue, or the lack of tongue. Obviously that's designed to try and let as little stuff in as possible, so it's a really snug fit around your ankle, so that when you're swimming you don't have any movement there, and then when you're running it's going to be a nice seal. In terms of swimming and running, that works brilliantly. It seals really well, and it really does secure your foot in amazingly well, even without, I mean, you could almost get away with not doing the laces up. It's that nice and snug. On both the outside and the inside, you've got these overlays with holes all the way up them. And the idea is, so another thing that Vivobarefoot say is that when you come out of the sea or you come out of the water, these are going to drain really fast. And for the most part, I found that to be true. The water drained really well from the sides and out of the toe area. But where I had a bit of an issue is, you see here, I can show you, where you've got these bits of the sole here that are higher, actually there was sort of a puddle of water left in the shoe almost at all times that could never get out. and because they didn't put any drain holes in the bottom of the shoe, it was impossible to get that water out without lifting my foot up. And then because of the amazingly snug fit around the collar, it made it even more difficult. It was almost like it was just trapped in there forever. So I don't really know how that would work out over really long swim runs where you're coming out of the sea or the water and then go for a long run and just having tons of water in there. It would take a while for that to get sort of squashed out, as it were. That sort of brings me on to the next negative, I suppose. And again, Vivobarefoot, they say on their website that water will get out and nothing will get in. But unfortunately, for me, that just wasn't true. I did one sort of proper swim run where I swam in the sea, came out of the sea, came up the beach, ran across the beach for a while. And literally from coming out of the sea and up the beach, my feet were completely full of sand. Most of it got in there from my first few steps onto the wet sand with the sea sort of washing the sand into my shoe. And then loads more got in there on my run. There were just mountains of sand. And I can't see how it would be any different. It says, sort of the wording doesn't say sand, it says grit. I think grit and dirt, but I can't see how that would be any different. And I honestly think that almost anything would find its way in and it can't get back out again because again, you've got a really snug fit around your collar and it just sort of troughs in here around the sole where you've got that sort of puddle effect. And it does that with the sand and the grit and the dirt and everything else that's going to get in there. So it really just doesn't keep anything out, which was very disappointing, I thought. Now, with the negatives sort of out of the way, as a trail shoe, as you can see, this one is a bit muddy. As a trail shoe, these are amazing, absolutely brilliant. I even actually ran a little bit on the road to the trail. They barely wore the lugs out, and I mean, these lugs will just keep going and going, I think. Obviously, for the most part, they're going to be used in really soft terrain. But even on hard ground, I found that actually they spread the load better than the Primus Light FG trail shoes that I'd reviewed before from Vivobarefoot. That I actually found those a lot harder on the ground, where these were quite soft. These lugs sort of seemed to squish a bit more, and I didn't notice them too badly. And then obviously onto the trail, I just had absolutely tons of grip because of this awesome sole. Obviously, on top of that, you've got brilliant seal all around your collar here. So no issues whatsoever running through puddles and stuff. And actually I found that too much dirt and whatnot didn't really get in there, just on a standard sort of trail run. So I think in terms of maybe trail and mud runs, these would be a lot better than what I actually tried to use them for, which was obviously the whole swim run thing. You've got loads of grip, you've got lightweight, you've got amazing flexibility, obviously, where it's a Vivobarefoot shoe. I just absolutely love them for that. So the pair of shoes that I got was a EU 46, which is about a UK 11, and these weighed 324 grams without the insole in and 343 grams with it in. So obviously really, really light, super flexible, absolutely brilliant trail shoe, tons of grip. They've got this brilliant chevron type grip, which is obviously the classic Vivobarefoot grip. Just grips and grips for miles and miles and miles. Perfect. Vivobarefoot also say that the sole has got a 5 times puncture resistance to it, I guess compared to sort of standard rubber soles. I didn't have any sort of moments where I needed to test whether or not that was true, but I certainly didn't feel any pain whatsoever when running in these, even on hard ground, stony ground or muddy ground or anything. So my guess is that, I mean, even if it isn't 5 times, you're still going to be pretty safe in these shoes. Overall, I think I'd say that the Vivobarefoot Swimrun SG Boot is a bit of a mouthful to say, but is a really, really good trail shoe. Brilliant for mud running, probably not so good for actually using on swim runs, but I'm not a swim run expert, so maybe I'm not the best person to say that. I think if you're looking for something that's barefoot, good toe room, lightweight, fits really well and really snug, and gives you loads and loads of grip in the mud, this is the shoe for you, and it's perfect. Thank you all for listening. I hope you enjoyed my review. Please check out RunRepeat's other reviews. If you liked it, subscribe. There's loads of reviews on there, more and more being added all the time, and they're all just as good as this one. Thank you all, and goodbye.